This is exactly what we are talking about. We refuse to support the protest because we realize that if we allow it, unscrupulous elements from Boko Haram and other religious groups and other violent non-state actors will take advantage of the situation and cause mayhem. So last night, the Boko Haram attacked a village not too far from Maiduguri. And unfortunately, we lost some lives, and injuries. But we are on top of the situation generally. Our condolences go to the families of those who are affected by this unfortunate incident.
Okay, so when you say you are, Professor Tar, when you say you are on top of the situation, I'd like to find out in what terms, what you mean, because I want to believe that there should have been security intelligence or intelligence gathering, as regards even this protest, as it were, to be able to nip or to be able to identify would-be violators or those who are hoping to infiltrate these protests, to nip them even before they carry out their nefarious acts. So when you talk about being on top of the situation, is it proactive? Are you being proactive about it or being remedial?
We are being proactive about it. We are engaging those who are seeking to do this protest behind the scene, and we have been telling them, we have been advising them to back off and to take the path of peace and of reconciliation and of constructive engagement rather than coming out to destroy things in the street. They should rather, channel their sentiments and their anger through the approved channels, not by coming out to carry out mayhem.
Professor Tar.
And
Professor Tar, sorry to cut you. Professor Tar, is the responsibility of the citizens to protest, peaceful assembly, or to even exercise their rights or grievances peacefully? And that seems to be what Nigerians have been doing in the several parts of the state or the country, as it were. So even as much as we hope for dialogue, we believe that even protest is a form of dialogue. And one would expect that the governments in Borno State and all other states would be able to provide adequate security for the protesters that would be on the streets. And I don't see how hard it is for security agents on field following these protesters to know when some hoodlums would be infiltrating or coming to hijack the protests without having to accost them and apprehend them before they carry out their acts. So I'm wondering why you are more concerned about, having to tell them not to protest, whereby we can't provide protection for them.
We live in a democratic system. People are free to come out and do their protest, but democracy also allows for constructive engagement and for dialogue. What I am saying is that we sat as a state and reviewed our situation coming out of 10 years of insurgency, and we decided that allowing people to join the protest is not in our collective interest. But if people refuse and want to join the protest, we will use democratic means, legal means, in order to address the situation. That is exactly what I am saying. As I said earlier, Borno is coming out of 10 years of insurgency. We are rebuilding. If we allow the protest to go on, we have intelligence to the effect that Boko Haram will take advantage of the situation. Some religious, violent non-state actors will also take advantage of the situation. We are acting on intelligence, and we are persuading the protesters not to allow those violent elements to take advantage. That is exactly what we are telling them. And as you can see, this morning, the few that came out, there are, I don't want to mention the name of the organization, but there is an organization whose rank and file.
Looking for collateral.